now I'm starting to see that a lot of them are actually just adult bullies. And the saddest part is that they were either bullied as children or they were the bullies and then they never grew out of it. And, you know, I understand freedom of speech and opinions, but when someone writes that I'm a child predator solely based on the fact that I'm a trans woman, well, that's just bullying. Or even worse, in my opinion, are like the articles written about me using he pronouns and calling me a man over and over again. And I feel like that should be illegal. I don't know. That's just bad journalism.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. Hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. It's been a wild one. This Bud Light story kind of won't go away. I think there's a lot of good reasons for that. People have been fed up with the replacement, the erasure, the caricaturization. Is that a word? Caricaturization of women. And it's all kind of part of the same thing, right? It was the shows, the drag shows. Then it was, Dylan. Then it was, it's all kind of part of the same thing. Biological men competing against biological women in feats of strength, whether it's at college, collegiate level, or even, amateur levels. It's all, people have had enough of this. And in a lot of ways, it's partly the responsibility of the live and let live crowd, which I myself am a part of. I still try to remain tolerant, and I still will be, because I've got to be me. But some things, apparently, we've given too much. And now we've got a couple of individuals, whether it's Leah Thomas, which is a biological male that competes against biological females in swimming, or Dylan, are now calling for their detractors or their critics to be jailed for the crime of misgendering them. And we're going to get into all that. Speaking of women, I'll keep it short. Coffee Brand Coffee, my company, 30,000 customers strong, thousands of customer reviews with a 4.8 out of 5 average review score. We have our Mother's Day gift box. Mother's Day, not Birthing People's Day, is just a few weeks away. We always sell out of these, and we launch a brand new line of premium candies for these gift boxes. So we've got 2 pre-builts, the Mother's Day gift box, which is the sea salt milk chocolate caramels, milk chocolate pretzel twist, chocolate covered espresso beans, and our Colombian roast, or the favorite kids edition, which adds to that both yogurt covered pretzel twists and milk chocolate pretzel twists. And we also, if you know what your mom likes, whether it's coffee, tea, or cocoa, flavored coffee, whatever, we have our entire product line in a gift box builder here, available in a gift box builder. So you can choose our signature coffees, whether you like, maybe they like cold brews, or they want decaf or K-cups or flavored coffee, all that stuff available. Promo code MOM will save 10%. Order today and stop stressing about Mother's Day. It comes in a nice, glossy, giftable box, so you don't even have to sweat it. Hand it right to mom. Say, Mom, I love you, and Papa Jeremy loves you too. Dylan Mulvaney addresses followers for first time since the Bud Light disaster. Dylan Mulvaney addressed fans Thursday for the first time. Mulvaney, who boasts 10.8 million followers on TikTok and 1.8 million followers on Instagram, shared a video discussing why the influencer was, quote, offline for a few weeks. Quote, a lot has been said about me, Dylan said in the clip, which was posted on both platforms, some of which is so far from my truth that I was hearing my name and didn't know who they were talking about sometimes. It was so loud that I didn't even feel part of the conversation. So I decided to take a back seat. Wrong. You were hiding from criticism. Look, I'll tell you this. I don't support any like direct attacks on Dylan online, verbally or otherwise. It's about the brands that keep propping up, because Dylan is a symptom of the disease, not the disease. Because really, if there's not Dylan, there'll be another one. There'll be another person willing to do some minor facial surgeries and make a mockery of women for a year and become, Dylan has more money than probably any one of us, unless I have an obscure, wealthy multimillionaire in my viewership. If I do, you should back to Publica.com. Mulvaney claimed to be, quote, doing okay, but said being called, quote, too feminine and over the top reminded the influencer of being teased during childhood. But this time it's from other adults, Mulvaney said, and they're going to accuse me of anything because it should be that I'm a theater person and that I'm camp, but it's just my personality and always has been. What I'm struggling to understand is the need to dehumanize and to be cruel. Dehumanization has never fixed anything in history, the influencer said. I'm sure Dylan paid a very expensive PR agency to craft this. Now, this is the interesting part. I grew up in a conservative family, and I'm extremely privileged because they still love me very much. And I grew up in the church and still have my faith, but I'm trying to hold on to that right now, Dylan said, mentioning always trying to love everyone, even the people that make it really, really hard. Finally, Dylan indicated that the videos will continue in service to fans who know me and my heart and won't listen to the noise. The good news is that the people pleaser in me has nearly died because there's clearly no way of winning over everyone. But if you're still around, I am too. Wow. I mean, somebody who probably made $10 million this year making a mockery of women, I sure feel real bad for them. Again, I don't think the brunt of it should be faced by Dylan. I think it should be the corporations that hire them. That's just the reality of it. Since then, Bud Light and their parent company, Anheuser-Busch, has suffered declining sales, public boycotts. Bud Light sales fell 17% in dollars and 21% in volume. And you see here, Matt Walsh sharing what appears to be an older video. But I guess I don't really know because I don't follow this person. But he writes, Dylan calls for the arrest of people who call him a man. Do you still think I'm being too mean? Here's the clip.
Like the articles written about me using he pronouns and calling me a man over and over again. And I feel like that should be illegal. I don't know. That's just bad journalism. Like
illegal. People laugh at the absurdity of this, but the fact of the matter is we are living in the clown world. And this kind of stuff, if you look at Canada already, is illegal. And so it's actually not that ridiculous to act that, and then if you look at this narrative now, this according to, the Publica.com, thanks to everyone who's signed up, by the way, as an update, we are at 16.53 of our 2023 member goal. So thanks everyone who's signed up there. WNBA star Brittany Griner says it should be a crime to ban trans-identified men from women's sports. During the Bring Our Families Home press conference held at Footprint Center on Thursday, ESPN reporter Bill Rhoden asked Griner a question about trans athletes. He said trans-identified individuals were being banned from sports across the country. They aren't being banned from sports. What they need to do is compete in their biological category. If you look at Muay Thai, this is something in other countries where trans individuals have to compete in the category that their biology matches. Griner told the press that she thought it's a crime to keep male athletes from competing against women. Everyone deserves the right to play. By the way, there is no right to play. That's not in the Constitution. Griner said in her first public appearance since being arrested in Russia, she added that no one should feel like there's a threat or that they can't be who they are. Well, there isn't a threat, and you can be who you are. You just can't take spots away from biological women. And again, how come we never hear about biological women whining about being allowed to compete against biological men? This is all, in my opinion, a ruse. They want easy W's. They want to win. They want to dominate. They want the sponsorship dollars. These things do not exist for biological females who are begging to compete against men. In the Phoenix Mercury player, we already know, quote, I think it's a crime, honestly, to separate someone for any reason, Griner said Thursday. So I definitely will be speaking up against that legislation and those laws they're trying to be passed. Who cares? You're a criminal. Nobody cares what you have to say. But this isn't even, I mean, it's everybody now. You see tennis star Martina Navratilova goes after Leah Thomas for a jab at feminists. The tennis star snapped back at Thomas over Twitter on Wednesday after the swimmer, by the way, who is a biological man and competes against biological women who are forced to see the biological junk they have still. And as far as I know, this biological man, it's being reported that they're still dating biological females. So she went on a podcast earlier in the week. I'm sorry, Leah Thomas went on a podcast and described those who do not fully support Leah Thomas's right to swim competitively in events designated for women as, of course, transphobic. Quote, "Newsflash, Leah, it's not fair. We shouldn't have to explain this to you over and over again. Also, stop explaining feminism to feminists," Navratilova said. The message to Thomas received largely a favorable response on Twitter. "Glad to see you speaking up for women. I wish Billie Jean King would do the same. All the work you've both done will be gone if this is allowed to continue. Fighting for women is not transphobic," one user wrote. Another person chimed in, "I'm all for living their best life as whoever they want, but in no way is it fair for a biological man to compete in women's sports." While another Twitter user noted, "I'd rather be a transphobe than a cheater." Yeah, I mean, you see also Maureen Callahan also responding to this new push to make it illegal and all this stuff. Like, why do 3 people have all this power? Maureen Callahan, how hateful, smug, and sanctimonious response to this too. Like, you can respect people's identities, but you don't get to compete against them. Thomas is 6'4". As of 2016, the average height of a female Olympic swimmer is 5'9". Riley Gaines is 5'6". I mean, like, it's insane how big of an advantage this person has, and just pretends that it doesn't exist. Shout out to all moms out there. Let's all stay sane in this clown world. Make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't below. Make sure you pick up your Mother's Day gift box today, so it's in the mail and you have Christmas ready, locked and loaded. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.